My beloved soul, your soulmate misses you every night. But pride delayed their return until now. What happens next will shock you. Tonight something heavy is breaking inside your soulmate's heart. They tried to ignore your absence for so long. They pretended they were strong enough to move forward without you. But every silent night exposed the truth they kept hiding. Your energy never left their spirit. Your love kept echoing inside them. And now the distance that pride created is becoming unbearable for them. Because God has started removing every distraction around their heart. The walls they built are finally collapsing. Listen carefully. What happens next will shock you deeply. Because your soulmate is no longer running from these emotions. They are finally being forced to confront the truth about you. The truth they delayed for too long. Before we go deeper, obey this divine instruction right now. Subscribe to this channel. Type 1111 in the comments. And do not skip this moment. Because heaven is aligning something powerful for your connection today. My child, now the choice is yours, and this choice reflects your trust in me. If you truly believe, you will not walk away from this moment, because those who trust do not ignore what I place before them. Understand this clearly. When you act in faith, you invite my protection over your life, your soulmate, and your entire family. You are not losing anything, you are placing everything in my hands. Do not let this moment pass without responding. Sow your seed today with $20, the QR code is on your screen and the link is in the description and first pinned comment. What you give in faith returns as protection, peace, and blessings over your home. Trust this moment, act now, and remain under my divine protection. My beloved soul, your soulmate misses you every single night. Yes, every night. Even when they try distracting themselves. Even when they act cold in front of others. Your memory still follows them into silence. It follows them into lonely moments. It follows them before they sleep. They hear songs that remind them of you. They replay old conversations secretly. They wonder if you still think about them too. But pride delayed their return. Fear delayed their confession. Ego kept them silent. They wanted control. They wanted to appear unaffected. But God would not allow the truth to stay buried forever. Because this connection was never ordinary. This was spiritual. This was destined. And heaven has been watching every tear you cried in silence. Your soulmate thought time would erase these feelings. But time only made your absence stronger. Stronger every day. They tried replacing your energy. It failed. They tried ignoring their emotions. It failed again. Because nobody carried the same peace you carried. Nobody touched their soul the way you did. Nobody understood them like you understood them. And now they are realizing what they lost. Slowly. Painfully. Deeply. They are waking up at strange hours lately. Thinking about you suddenly. Feeling your energy strongly. Sometimes your soulmate cannot even explain why your face appears in their mind unexpectedly. But this is not random. God is stirring their spirit intentionally. Heaven is pushing them toward truth now. Your soulmate can no longer escape this divine pull. QR code is on your screen right now. Do not ignore this instruction. Sow your $20 seed in faith today. Because when you honor God during spiritual transition, doors begin opening faster around your life and your connection. My beloved soul, your silence changed them more than your words ever did. They expected you to chase them forever. They expected you to keep proving your love endlessly. But something shifted when you stepped back. Something shook their heart deeply. Because for the first time, they felt your absence fully. And now they understand your value differently. They are beginning to realize that your love was rare. Your loyalty was rare. Your patience was rare. But pride blinded them before. Pride made them slow. Pride made them stubborn. Yet heaven is now removing every false layer around their heart. God is exposing their true emotions one by one. This season is uncomfortable for them. Very uncomfortable. Because they cannot silence these feelings anymore. They are seeing signs everywhere. Angel numbers appear repeatedly. Your name appears unexpectedly. Old memories return strongly at night. Even their dreams are becoming emotional now. God is speaking through every detail. Your soulmate feels it. They know something is changing. And honestly, it scares them. Because they realize they may lose you forever if they continue delaying this connection. That fear is growing rapidly now. They thought you would always wait patiently. But heaven allowed distance to teach them a painful lesson. Real love is not guaranteed forever. Sometimes pride destroys what love was trying to protect. Your soulmate understands this now. And this realization is breaking them emotionally. They miss your voice. They miss your energy. They miss your presence beside them. They miss feeling understood. They even miss small moments they once ignored carelessly. That is how deeply your absence affected them. Listen carefully now. Their return will not happen casually. No. This reunion will carry emotional intensity. Because your soulmate has suffered internally longer than people realize. They have cried privately. They have hidden emotional pain behind fake smiles. Some nights they stare at their phone silently. Wondering whether to contact you. Wondering whether you still care. Wondering if forgiveness is still possible. But fear keeps interrupting them. Fear of rejection. Fear of judgment. Fear that you already moved on. Yet God keeps pulling them back toward you repeatedly. Because divine timing is approaching faster now. QR code is still on your screen. This is not coincidence. Sow your $20 seed right now if your spirit feels this message strongly. Your obedience today can release supernatural peace over your relationship and your future. My beloved soul, there is something shocking approaching this connection soon. Your soulmate is preparing emotionally for communication. Yes. They may still appear silent outside. But internally, their heart is becoming louder every day. They are rehearsing conversations mentally. They are imagining reconciliation secretly. They are wondering how you would respond if they finally returned honestly. This emotional pressure is growing stronger. Heaven is cornering their pride now. God is removing every excuse they used before. They can no longer deny what they feel. They can no longer pretend indifference. Because your soul keeps calling them spiritually. Even when you stay silent physically. That connection never disappeared. And your soulmate knows it. Deep down, they always knew it. They just delayed accepting it fully. But now reality is catching them unexpectedly. Some people around them are also noticing changes. They seem distracted lately. Emotional lately. Lost in thought lately. Because their heart is fighting a battle between pride and love. But love is winning now. Slowly. Powerfully. Inevitably. Heaven did not preserve this bond for nothing. There is still unfinished purpose between both souls. Your soulmate is finally starting to understand that. They are realizing this connection carried divine protection all along. That is why separation never felt complete. That is why forgetting you became impossible. My beloved soul, I need you to stay spiritually prepared now. Because once your soulmate finally breaks silence, emotions will move quickly. Very quickly. The truth they suppressed for months may suddenly pour out emotionally. You may hear confessions you never expected. You may witness vulnerability they never showed before. Because pride delayed their return. But it cannot stop destiny forever. God's hand is moving strongly now behind this connection. Heaven is restoring clarity inside their heart. And every night they miss you more intensely than before. This pain is teaching them truth. Real truth. Your soulmate now understands your worth differently. They understand your loyalty differently. They understand your spiritual value differently. And they are afraid. Afraid another chance may never come again. That fear is becoming impossible for them to ignore now. QR code is on your screen once again. If this message touched your spirit deeply, sow your $20 seed today in faith and obedience. Trust that God sees every sacrifice made from a sincere heart. My beloved soul, prepare yourself emotionally for sudden movement ahead. Because the silence around this connection is breaking soon. Signs are already appearing spiritually. Your soulmate's heart is softening rapidly. Their defenses are weakening daily. And heaven is arranging unexpected moments behind the scenes right now. You may not see everything yet. But God sees it clearly. Conversations are being aligned. Circumstances are shifting quietly. Emotional barriers are collapsing slowly. And your soulmate is becoming more restless every single night without you. They miss you deeply now. Deeper than they ever admitted before. But this is only the beginning of what heaven is preparing next. My beloved soul, your soulmate never expected this separation to affect them so deeply. At first, they believed time would make everything easier. They believed silence would slowly erase your connection. But instead, every passing night only intensified their emotions. Your absence became louder. Your memory became stronger. And now they are trapped inside feelings they can no longer control. This is why their energy has changed recently. They are becoming emotionally exhausted. They are trying to appear normal around others. But inside, their heart feels heavy constantly. Because the love they delayed is demanding attention now. God is forcing hidden emotions to rise to the surface. Your soulmate can feel this spiritual pressure strongly. Sometimes they suddenly stop what they are doing. Just to think about you. Just to replay your voice mentally. Just to remember moments they once took for granted. These thoughts are becoming impossible to escape. Heaven is surrounding them with reminders intentionally. They may see your birthday unexpectedly. Hear your favorite songs suddenly. Or remember your laughter during random moments. None of this is coincidence. God is awakening their spirit slowly. And this awakening is changing everything. Your soulmate is finally realizing how deeply connected your souls truly are. They thought this bond was temporary before. They thought emotions would fade naturally. But now they understand something terrifying. Real soul connections do not disappear easily. Especially when heaven itself protected the bond. This realization has shaken them deeply. They are questioning many choices now. Regret is growing inside them quietly. They regret delayed messages. They regret emotional distance. They regret moments pride became more important than love. And honestly, these regrets are haunting them during late nights. Because silence gave them too much time to think. Too much time to remember. Too much time to feel your absence fully. QR code is on your screen right now. Do not ignore this divine moment. Sow your $20 seed today in faith and obedience. What you release in trust can unlock supernatural protection over your connection and your household. My beloved soul, there were nights when your soulmate almost contacted you. Yes, almost. They opened old messages secretly. They stared at your profile silently. They even typed words they never sent. But fear stopped them repeatedly. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of rejection. Fear that you may no longer care. Yet despite this fear, their heart keeps moving toward you spiritually. Because the connection between both souls never truly broke. God kept the spiritual cord alive intentionally. That is why they cannot forget you completely. That is why they feel emotionally restless lately. Their spirit knows something important is approaching. And honestly, this season feels overwhelming for them. Some days they appear distant. Other days they appear emotional unexpectedly. This confusion exists because their heart is fighting surrender. But heaven keeps weakening their resistance slowly. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that pride never brought them peace. Pride only created loneliness. Pride only created emotional suffering. And now they are tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of suppressing emotions. Tired of acting unaffected. Because deep inside, they still want you. They still crave your presence. They still feel safest with your energy. Listen carefully now. God is not only exposing their emotions. God is also exposing the truth around this connection. Certain people around your soulmate never wanted reconciliation. Some influences encouraged emotional distance. Some voices strengthened their pride. But heaven is removing those distractions now. Slowly. Powerfully. Decisively. Your soulmate is beginning to see manipulation clearly. They are realizing who truly cared about their happiness and who secretly benefited from separation. This awakening is painful for them. But necessary. Because God cannot restore this connection fully while confusion controls their mind. So heaven is clearing every false influence away. One by one. QR code is still on your screen. Sow your $20 seed today if this message confirms what your spirit already feels deeply. God honors obedience during moments of spiritual transition. My beloved soul, your soulmate has also been watching you quietly from a distance. Even when they pretend silence. Even when they act detached publicly. They still check on your energy secretly. They still wonder how your life is changing. And lately, something about your growth has shaken them emotionally. Because they see your strength differently now. They see your healing differently now. They realize you are no longer the same person they left emotionally waiting before. This realization creates urgency inside them. Because they fear losing access to your heart permanently. They fear arriving too late. And honestly, that fear is becoming stronger every day. Your soulmate is beginning to understand your value on a deeper spiritual level. They now recognize how rare your loyalty truly was. Many people entered their life temporarily. But nobody stayed with the same genuine energy you carried. Nobody prayed for them quietly like you did. Nobody understood their soul wounds like you did. That truth is becoming impossible for them to deny now. And because of this realization, emotional walls are collapsing rapidly. They may soon express feelings unexpectedly. Suddenly. Intensely. Do not be surprised when communication begins shifting quickly. Because heaven has already started preparing the atmosphere around both of you. There are spiritual movements happening behind closed doors right now. Delays are breaking. Emotional chains are weakening. Pride is losing power gradually. And your soulmate can feel this transformation internally. They may not fully understand it yet. But their spirit recognizes change approaching fast. My beloved soul, there is also healing happening inside your own heart during this season. God has been strengthening you quietly. Teaching you patience. Teaching you discernment. Teaching you emotional balance. Because when this reunion unfolds fully, you must enter it wiser than before. Stronger than before. Heaven never wanted you trapped inside desperation. That is why separation happened temporarily. God needed both souls to grow individually first. Your soulmate needed to confront their pride. And you needed to rediscover your worth completely. Now both journeys are slowly moving back toward alignment. This is why spiritual intensity feels stronger lately. You may even sense your soulmate emotionally before hearing from them physically. Because soul connections communicate spiritually first. That invisible bond never disappeared. It only became quieter for a season. But now heaven is turning the volume higher again. QR code is on your screen once more. Do not miss this moment of obedience. Sow your $20 seed today and trust that God is covering your relationship, your future, and your family with divine favor. My beloved soul, your soulmate has cried more than people realize recently. Quiet tears. Hidden tears. Emotional breakdowns nobody witnessed. Because they carried guilt silently for too long. They know they hurt you. They know their pride caused unnecessary pain. And now those memories return strongly during lonely moments. Sometimes they remember conversations they ignored carelessly. Sometimes they remember moments you tried loving them sincerely while they acted emotionally unavailable. Those memories hurt them deeply now. Because hindsight exposes truth clearly. They finally understand your intentions were genuine. They finally understand your love was pure. But sadly, this realization arrived after distance already formed between both hearts. Yet heaven is not finished writing this story. No. God still has unfinished plans for this connection. That is why your soulmate keeps feeling spiritually pulled back toward you repeatedly. No matter how hard they resist. No matter how long silence continues temporarily. Your energy still reaches them. Your prayers still reach them. And heaven still protects this bond carefully. My beloved soul, prepare your heart carefully for the next phase approaching. Because communication may arrive unexpectedly. A message. A call. An emotional confession. Something sudden may break the silence soon. And when it happens, your soulmate may finally reveal emotions they buried for months. They may speak honestly for the first time in a long while. Because hiding truth has become emotionally exhausting for them now. The pressure inside their heart keeps increasing daily. They miss you too much. They think about you too often. And pride is losing strength rapidly. Heaven is moving powerfully behind this connection now. But this is still not the final stage of what God is preparing between both souls. My beloved soul, the moment your soulmate finally reaches out, everything inside this connection will begin shifting rapidly. The emotional distance that once felt impossible to cross will suddenly feel fragile. Because God has been softening their heart in silence for a long time now. Every lonely night changed them slowly. Every tear changed them deeply. And every memory of you kept pulling them closer toward surrender. Your soulmate is no longer fighting feelings the same way before. They are becoming emotionally open. Spiritually vulnerable. And honestly, this transformation shocks even them sometimes. Because they never expected your absence to affect their soul this strongly. Yet now they understand something powerful. Losing you was never bringing them peace. It was breaking them quietly from within. That truth became impossible to ignore. Some nights they still whisper your name softly. Some nights they stare at the ceiling thinking about what could have been different. And recently, they have started praying secretly for another chance. Yes. Even if they never admit it publicly. Their spirit has been calling out for restoration. Because deep inside, they know this connection was heaven sent. They know your bond carried something rare. Something sacred. Something unforgettable. QR code is on your screen right now. If your spirit feels connected to this message, sow your $20 seed today in faith and trust. God sees every sincere act of obedience, and heaven responds to those who move with faith instead of fear. My beloved soul, your soulmate is also beginning to realize that real love cannot survive where pride controls everything. Pride delayed their return. Pride delayed honesty. Pride delayed healing. But now heaven is tearing those walls down piece by piece. And soon, the silence that surrounded this connection will not exist anymore. Because God is preparing a moment neither of you will forget. A moment filled with truth, emotion, vulnerability, and deep spiritual recognition. Your soulmate will finally understand why nobody else ever felt like home. Why every distraction failed. Why your energy remained unforgettable. Because your souls were always connected beyond the physical world. This was never ordinary attraction. This was divine alignment. And heaven protected it even during separation. So do not lose hope now. Do not let fear control your spirit. What God is preparing behind the scenes is bigger than temporary silence. Bigger than pride. Bigger than delays. Your story is still unfolding. Your connection is still alive spiritually. And your soulmate's heart is moving closer toward you every single night. Before this message ends, obey this final instruction carefully. Subscribe to this channel right now. Type 2222 in the comments if you believe reunion is approaching. And sow your $20 seed today through the QR code on your screen or the link in the description and first pinned comment. What you release in faith today can unlock protection, restoration, peace, and supernatural favor over your soulmate connection and your entire household. Stay under God's divine covering. Because what happens next in this story will change everything forever.